consider starting a small YouTube channel. You never know. It could be a backyard garden in which you planted any plant. It could be vegetables, it could be fruits, it could be anything, even chilies. You can start a small YouTube channel in which you educate people about how to do backyard gardening. That's what I've done. That's what I'm even doing right now. How do you know that that's what I'm doing right now? Look at my t-shirt. Look at my t-shirt. It's actually wet with sweat. Why? I've been working in the garden. A few minutes ago, I was weeding my garden, in which I planted my usual vegetables, which I usually show you in the previous videos, and also some corn, some few plants of corn. But I always try to educate you on some of the tips and practices which you can use to maintain a good backyard garden for your own utilization. So if you have a small backyard garden, consider starting a YouTube channel in which you educate people on how to do backyard gardening, and also possibly give them some tips and tricks and tactics on how to succeed with backyard gardening. For me, my backyard has a small space, about 25 feet by 10 feet, and of course some containers which I've planted some coriander and also some vegetables. If you look at my previous videos, there are some videos in which I've shown people how coriander can be planted and propagated in containers, and also how to start vegetables in containers, and then after which you then transplant them into the main garden. So those are some of the videos which I do, and I expect that if you have a small backyard garden and you're not afraid to show people your garden, then just start a small channel, or start a channel in which you educate people on some of the tips and tactics for ensuring your plants thrive in your backyard garden. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need expensive editing software to edit and make your videos good or your thumbnails good. What I'm recording with right now is my phone. Actually, it's just an Infinix phone, Infinix Hot 8 phone, not the most advanced phone. And you may think that this phone has been placed on a very nice tripod or a nice stand for holding the phone. No. I'll give you a secret. I'm recording with my phone standing or held onto the hoe which I use to dig in my backyard garden, and the hoe I've leaned it onto one of the pillars of the house where I'm staying. So I don't need a tripod. Some cases I may need a tripod, but for this particular video, I'm not actually needing a tripod. I'm just placing the phone on the stick of the hoe like this, right? The phone could be standing like this, and the hoe is like this, then the phone is like this, and then I'm facing the camera and recording this video. So you don't need expensive equipment to actually shoot a video. So today is on Saturday, and we are not going to work today, but we can do our own work. And one of the works I decided to do at home today was to weed my backyard garden, in which I planted some vegetables. So you can shoot the video around that time when you are doing some work in the garden, or you can decide to shoot the video when you are not actually working in the garden. So for this particular day, I've just been gardening. By the way, you can see my t-shirt is wet with sweat. I've been doing some work in the garden, and that means that I'm using the free time to actually shoot the video while simultaneously doing some work in the garden. So what was I doing in the garden today? I was actually removing some of the weeds which you saw in a previous video, and those weeds I usually don't throw them away. I just leave them to decompose in the garden, after which I dig them back into the soil so that they form more organic manure in the soil. So as I show how to dig back the organic weeds into the soil, I usually shoot a video for that, and that's additional content. When I'm plucking the vegetables, I sometimes show how the plucking is done, and that's also content. When I'm when I'm doing the transplantation, I occasionally shoot a video on that, and that's content. So you can do content on anything that you know quite well within your backyard garden. So meaning that you don't have a limitation on what you can show people about your backyard garden. You can show them anything as long as you believe that what you're showing them has value for the people who are going to watch your content. That will be a suitable content for you to actually create a video on. So one other motivation is you never know how your channel will perform. You may shoot videos for 1 month, upload them very correctly, and then your channel blows up. You may shoot videos for like 2-3 months and then upload them properly, and then you find your channel is also succeeding very well and blowing up. So you never know how your channel will go. But the biggest thing, don't fear to start a YouTube channel regarding your activities in backyard gardening. So in most cases, some people may fear that I'll get criticism from other people, I'll get harsh comments from other people, but then life is like that. You never get good critic or good comments from other people all the time. If you believe you will get good comments all the time, then unfortunately, my friend, you are wrong. Comments sometimes can be very harsh, very harsh, and can guarantee you they can be very harsh, but that should not demotivate you. Just start, post your content. You never know how people will receive it. Some cases it will be an eye-opener for you on other avenues of content which you can actually create. So don't fear to start. You could also even be creating content on maybe plant care. If you are using inorganic fertilizers for your garden, you can also create content on that and maybe tell people about the best ratios of specific inorganic manures to use. You can also tell people about the pesticides, herbicides, and any other valuable ideas that you may believe that people will be interested in watching from your channel. You never know how the performance will be. At one point I showed a video on how to grow cucumbers within containers in the backyard, and that video did not perform very well, but according to me the reception was quite good. It seems people like cucumbers, but then they had not known how to grow them or propagate them in containers. So that video, the reception was quite good, because within a period of time it managed to gain a few views in the form of like up to 1,000 views within a few days. My videos never usually go up to thousands of views within a short period of time, but then that particular video was actually okay. It was able to be received with a good reception from the audience. So anything that you believe the audience may be willing to actually look through and maybe learn from, it will be a good idea for you to shoot content on. So don't be discouraged, be motivated. If you have a small backyard garden, if you have a backyard garden of any size, start creating content